Welcome to the video training course about Element and Element United. Here with me again is Scott Lomu, President. Scott, thanks for
having me. Happy to be here.
Okay, this section we're gonna kind of talk about everything else that we haven't talked about so far. We're gonna start out with a curious topic, a video game.
Yeah.
How did Element United come up with this idea and why?
So when you look at the video game market, there are, and now I haven't played a video game since Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in the 80s, okay? But apparently there's 3 billion gamers in the world today. And you look at what's the population of the world, 7 or 8 billion, and 3 billion of them game. We look at just that market by itself and how can we tap into that market, because there's a problem that exists in the world that we've talked about in other videos in the mining world. And if we can bring awareness to that many people by creating a free play-to-earn game that allows them to earn while they help us solve problems, that's a no-brainer, right? Let's tap into one of the biggest markets in the world that people get very into. I had a daughter that was going to college here, and I think she majored in Fortnite because her grades stunk.
Yeah,
but man, she came back with kills, like 19 solo kills, and I'm like, what did you do in college? She wrecked it. But there's a younger generation coming up that has a specific awareness about the future and about global warming and climate change, all these things that are happening right now that they're a little bit more aware of than we were in our day. So you have to tap into that in a way that they can in their terms, right? If you can bring awareness, speaking their language, which in this case is gaming, then I think we're onto something here.
Okay, so the idea is to get a video game created that does what?
Okay, so this is where it gets fun. So what we're doing is trying to stop destructive mining. We're not trying to stop all mining because we all like having phones and technology, and so you can't just stop mining. We like living, we're going to be living like the Jetsons here pretty soon if technology keeps going well. We like that. But there is some mining out there that frankly sucks. It's destructive. It's hurting people. It's hurting the environment. So if there are ways that we can stop specific mining and create a new form of value by stopping the mine, because you can't just walk up to somebody and say, hey, you're destroying the world, let's not mine. He's going to tell you where to go, right?
Yeah.
But if you can create a new revenue stream for him by doing something different, then we can stop a destructive practice with something that's kind of fun and that brings more people into the awareness of what's actually happening. So if I go to a mine owner and I tell him, listen, if I can make you money by stopping mining just a specific section of your mine, would you do it? If you can make possibly even more money, then now I have their attention. They don't always agree to it. And so what we'll do, and I'll give you an example I'll give you a real world example. We have a mine in Tanzania. Tanzania, obviously, it's right on the Serengeti. You've got locals, you've got villages. And so what we've done is we've worked out a deal with this mine owner to take a percentage of his mine. In this case, I think it's about 10%. And he has agreed not to mine that area. And so what we're doing a couple things with that mine. One of the things is we're taking this 10%. We're doing an assay, meaning we're going to find out what's in the ground, where it is, how deep it is, how much gold is in the ground.
Digitally scanning it?
Digitally scanning it. We can use LiDAR and the satellite technology that allows us to get a really accurate view of how much gold is there and where it's at. Mm-hmm. Now, we take that information and we create a digital version of that mine, mm-hmm. complete with where the gold is, how deep it is, how much is there, and we create a digital version that people can mine by playing a game. And so what you would do is you would buy a little rig and you would buy a piece of this land and you would start digging. And if it matches up with where the real in-ground asset is, you'll be rewarded with the element reward, the element token. And so now I've got potentially tens of thousands of people that are coming in and playing this game. And while they're playing this game, they're earning a token. And they're being taught, they're going to know that by mining this thing digitally, the actual asset is untouched. It's pure, it's unscathed, but they're still earning something by playing this game every single day. And then built into the game, we're building in group unlocks. So, for example, once we've mined X percentage of all the gold in that game, we will go do a humanitarian project. But it allows us as a community of gamers to get in and do some good. They're earning a token that may or may not have value on a market. They're having some fun because it'll be a fun game, and we're doing good as a community. Now we can get in there based on a real world asset. And just the big kicker is this: because you're playing it digitally, it's not being mined physically.
So they're learning while they're gaming.
Yes,
as well.
and we're able to give a revenue share to that mine owner.
Oh, okay.
So now the mine owner goes, okay, great. I will keep it untouched because now I'm making the equivalent or maybe even more of a value from the game revenue that he gets, because he's allowing us to create a digital version of it and allow tens of thousands of people to play this game and earn our element token. And then, but really the fun part is these unlocks. As we try to meet these different objectives, maybe we'll go in and put in a water well, or we'll build a school or a hospital based on the revenue. And so everybody who's earning the token, they're going to want to do some upgrades. So there'll be in-game upgrades that they have to use the token. So maybe they'll go into the marketplace and buy more tokens because they want an excavator that digs deeper, or they can buy equipment that allows them to earn more tokens. But everything has a give back feel to it. Everything is going to allow us to talk about the mine, to talk about the actual villagers who were affected positively because we didn't mine it. Now we're doing we've digitized it. And that's kind of how we digitize gold. We create a new value for an in-ground asset in the form of the reward that's given by mining it digitally. And this allows us to do this on multiple sites. It allows us to bring in, I hope we have millions of, if it's a free game, great. I hope we have millions of people who jump on board and who play it because they know good is being done by playing it.
Right.
But there's also the reward aspect of it because they can earn the digital coin, the digital reward by playing the game. So we talk about win-wins. This is one of those win-wins we hope that, and of course, that the whole purpose of this is to bring the awareness to why we're doing this. So we'll build things in, right? We'll have, if they watch videos, about what we're doing, they can earn more tokens. We'll build in the incentive structure that allows people to really buy into why they're playing this game and what we do. And so, there's we've got a few little mock-ups we've done already and of these different worlds, but we want these to be representative of the communities where these mines are. So if it's a mine in Tanzania or Ghana, we want the locals in the game or the characters to represent the local community,
right?
So that we can build in some give backs to the local community as well. So
it's a game where if I'm playing it, there's a connection between me, the place that I'm seeing on the screen, but a real place in real life that what I'm doing is potentially helping.
Correct. And it has to help the environment and the community. And so we will build in all of those incentive structures so that as you play, a percentage of everything that's earned is going into a specific cause for a very specific group of people on a very specific site.
Right.
It has real impact. You playing on your phone or in your room has a very real impact on actual people on an actual place. That's the long-term objective to what we're trying to create with this game. Yeah. And there other people have tried to do certain things like that, but with us, with the additional token utility that it creates, a blockchain game, I think it's pretty unique what we're trying to accomplish with this game.
And to be clear, this is in development.
It's in development, yeah. We have a version out that we didn't release because it wasn't quite right. We're tweaking it to have more of a direct impact. Some people in our community have seen demos of what we built, started building last year. We're just retooling some things and making it have more of a direct impact so that it's it's a more direct impact game.
Great. Okay, so that's the game.
Yep.
Let's switch topics now and talk about what can blockchain and the element blockchain potentially do with the jewelry supply chain?
Sure. I think in the future, people won't have receipts. Everything, I think, in my opinion, will come with an NFT. An NFT that gives you the origin of your product, that proves that you bought it, that contains the warranty information, and that tracks who's owned it and who are you selling it to. This has a very, very practical application in the jewelry business because, number one, as we've talked about before, people want to know where these elements came from. They want to know that they didn't buy a blood diamond or that the gold they bought didn't come from, child labor. And so in the jewelry market, it accomplishes multiple things. Number one, we call it provenance. Where did this come from? What is the origin of this diamond or this gold? And so an NFT that comes with a ring, for example. So let's just say this ring, it can tell me where the origin of the metals. Now, I think this is just tungsten or something, but I have a few different wedding rings, but I lose.
Hopefully not a few different wives.
Yeah, no. Same wife, 4 rings. But an NFT could provide a lot of information. Number one, that I am the owner of this ring. So let's just say this was an expensive ring from Tiffany's or something. An NFT could be created that shows that all of the elements in this ring were ethically harvested. It can show that I am the owner of it. It can show the warranty information on it. So let's just say a ring gets stolen. Now, if I know that it came with an NFT, like a pawn shop could check an NFT database to say, okay, if you have the physical, you must have access to the digital as well. That would eliminate the black market for stolen jewelry. It also allows transfer of title. So if I'm going to sell a ring to somebody, it'll come with the NFT. So it'll show this ring was bought at Tiffany's, bought by Joseph Wilkins for his wife, who then sold it because she was mad at him, to Scott. And I bought it, and now that NFT travels with it. So it's a supply chain solution, and it's a tracking. It houses data in it that gives me, so for example, with a diamond, it comes with a little RFID laser etched number. That number will match the NFT so that it can't be faked or stolen or forged. That diamond is a real diamond because there's a lot of fake jewelry out there right now. So supply chain, proof of origin, proof of transfer of title, all of these things are perfectly situated. And for a product that we're building called the eVault, that allows us to work with jewelry stores. It allows us to work with individuals who want an NFT created on a specific piece of jewelry. That allows us to capture the data, put it in the form of an NFT. So if they ever want to sell it, or if it ever gets stolen, they've got the actual NFT, the digital version of the physical asset.
So this is on the roadmap as well.
Yep.
Do you see that being a product that is driven by manufacturers or consumers or both?
We are targeting jewelry stores.
Okay. Retailers.
Yeah, retailers. It adds something different. So you're seeing this with a lot of high-end watch companies right now. The high-end watch comes with the NFT. So I think Breitling and a few others have already done this. So for us, it's let's add value to this piece of jewelry for the retailer to say, here's something that you can sell with the because if your competitor's not selling it,
Right.
then you can sit there and say, this comes with an NFT that does this, and this. You can even create a cool separate profile picture of the NFT of the actual ring itself. That's one of the jewelry stores we've been in talks with out of Texas. The designer of the jewelry is fairly well known, and so the actual picture, some people think of an NFT as like a picture of a monkey. Ours are more of a utility NFT, but it also still has the picture. Could be a picture of her and an autograph next to your piece of jewelry, and so it adds value. So now it adds a new layer of value to an actual piece of jewelry, and so that's what we're starting, is with jewelry stores. But then you can also advertise directly to the consumer to say, now that you
Right.
have your ring, let's create an NFT that goes along with it.
It's almost like an insurance policy.
Yeah. It makes it easier because, like I said, I believe in the future everything will come with an NFT, not a receipt, because all the data can now be stored forever on a blockchain in the form of an NFT rather than having a paper or even an emailed receipt. It's just so much better to have an NFT to show everything that piece of jewelry has, including warranty, ownership, provenance, all that stuff.
Okay, so jewelry is a natural fit for Element and its mission because it's related to mined elements.
Yep.
But what other industries could this apply to?
Every industry. I mentioned in I think one of the other videos, most companies out there right now use the blockchain. Everybody out there right now is trying to think of how they can integrate real world assets with digital assets. And all that's starting to merge right now on a massive, massive scale. The blockchain and NFTs can be used for anything, almost any industry out there, and it is being used. And even we already have competitors in everything we do. There are multiple companies digitizing carbon credits and in-ground assets and jewelry. We just feel like ours is better.
Okay. Let's talk now about the marketplace, the Element marketplace. What is it?
Sure.
What is it now? What is it intended to be?
Sure. The marketplace for the Element token that's produced by the Element blockchain, you need to have a lot of different things that you can do with that token. And so there are multiple things. The marketplace right now, you can use the Element reward to buy more nodes or to buy light nodes. We also have a program to where we are having gold and silver coins, because right now the world is rushing toward safe assets like Bitcoin and like gold and
As
silver
of today.
Exactly. And so we are working with mines that are ethically harvesting their gold and silver. We're producing, and you may have seen them. We have these, quite a few of those. We've given a lot of them away, but you can use the Element reward and exchange it for physical gold and silver. Obviously, you can buy swag with it. We're trying to think. There has to be a lot of different uses. The biggest marketplace, though, will be for the tokenizing of the carbon credits. So all of the carbon credits that we talked about in a different video have to be purchased with Element, which creates a lot of utility.
Yes.
So that marketplace is big. You can, sell your tokens to somebody looking to buy carbon credits, exchange them for physical gold and silver, use them for in-game upgrades for the game that we just talked about, to upgrade your rigs, donate them to a good cause, buy more nodes, buy some swag. And so there has to be a lot of uses for that token, and we're just trying to make as much utility for that token as possible.
Those carbon credits just get me excited.
Yeah, it's going to be, we're hoping that that's the majority of the use of that token is for people to buy carbon credits with.
So last question of this series, and this is kind of a peer into your crystal ball. What is your big, bold goals for Element? What's the future as far as you're concerned?
Our goal is to change the mining world. We want every mine in the world to be Element ethically certified, to be able to say and commit to the world that they are harvesting these minerals ethically, with a reclamation plan in place, with a humanitarian plan in place, and then to take those minerals that are harvested and fix the supply chain and provide other uses for to fix the carbon credit world, to just make everything that comes out of the mining world reliable, trusted, and transparent. And if we can do some good along the way and help villages and people, then great. But there's just such a massive need right now for this technology in this world that so much destruction comes out of. And we start at Element, we start with what problems can we solve. We never think about the token and what it could be worth. That has nothing to do with us. We think about, if we solve problems and help people and help the environment, everything else takes care of itself.
Yeah.
So that's where we start, and that's where we finish.
Any final thoughts to these Connect affiliates about just their involvement with Element, like why they should buy a node for themselves and get involved, why they should share this with others? I mean, it does have a mission-based.
It is, and that's what it comes down to. I'm trying not to sound too Pollyannish when I talk about this stuff, but every one of you should be running a node on your own, just to offset your own footprint. And because not only does it give you a reward for being a part of the solution, but it makes it real to you. It's going to help you to talk to other people about this. And so what we have created for you is the ability for you to run your own to do this on your own, to take ownership of it, to turn the Element blockchain into whatever you feel. This is a vision that has to be adopted by everybody. It takes a lot of people to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Element United will do our part. Now it's time for the blockchain community and for the node community to do their part. And your part is spreading this message. Your part is getting others to buy nodes to help solve these problems. And where we come together is our like-mindedness in solving problems. That is our goal as a company, is to solve problems. You as the blockchain community, if you start with these problems that can be solved, everybody wins. Those tokens are going to come to you. Those rewards come to you every single day. Go out there and share this message. Let people know what we're trying to accomplish. And again, start with, this is a problem that exists. You are part of the problem. Now you can be part of the solution. Those are the three things that we try every day to get out there. And as a Connect affiliate, let people know. Let them know that not only they, but you yourself, you have to be aware of the problem. You're a part of that problem. Now you can be rewarded to be a part of the solution. And this makes it very easy to spread this message and to get people involved.
And we'll end on that.